gather around the table once again for another session of Dungeons and Drakfus. Now, on Monday, we actually took on the Serpent Shrine Cavern and took care of one of the main lieutenants of Illidan Stormrage, Lady Vaj. But we found out some bad news while we were there. And so happy Tuesday, everybody. We're here to report back to Akama that he might have been discovered.
Our faith cannot be broken.
I thank you, Drakfu. Olam is one of my dearest friends and most trusted followers. His contributions have been of vital importance to our plans.
Okay. And now we have a new quest.
My friend, have you been informed? I was found out by Vash's followers. Our secret is in peril.
Olam, old friend, it is good to see that you are safe.
It is good to see him.
Illidan is looking for me. I am not safe here. None of us are.
Yep, we might be found out.
Illidan will become suspicious. That much is for certain. We will deal with it as we always do.
Illidan will find me. And when he does, he will pry the Ash Tongue's secret from me. Such is the power of the betrayer. No. There is only one way. My usefulness to the cause has come to an end. I must venture into the spirit world.
You cannot be serious, Olam. Your sacrifice has already been too great.
My decision is final. I will not be dissuaded. I have devoted my life to our plan. To jeopardize it now would betray all who have died for the cause long before me.
It appears your mind is set then. We will guide you to the spirit world with as much kindness as we can.
I thank you, Akama. You honor me by allowing me this moment, surrounded by my brothers.
Your wrath.
Farewell, friend. Guide our people.
I have waited for this moment for years. Illidan and his lapdogs will be destroyed.
Yeah, a little bit of background stuff happening. I'll clear it up as we can.
Farewell. Word must not get back to Illidan in the next world when our duties in this one are fulfilled.
So, just to kind of fill in the blanks here, because we had a little bit of other dialogue happen, so probably somebody... Oh,
We have
hold on.
found the traitor who escaped Vash. His body lies in front of me, lifeless.
You disappoint me, Akama. I wanted to question the treacherous worm myself. I'm beginning to question your allegiance, Broken.
But sire, you have misjudged my actions. I do have knowledge of someone close to you who plans to betray you. It is that dog, Kael'Thas. He has aligned with Kil'jaeden and intends to replace you as Lord of Outland.
I do not sense lies in your voice, Akama. That Kael'Thas will betray me does not come as a big surprise. I'm not as oblivious as some would think. That one of your own was involved with him puts your loyalties into question. Send your ash tongue into Tempest Keep and slay his most prized possession, the phoenix known as Alhar. I must know that you are not on his side. Do not think of betraying me, Broken. We both know who owns your soul.
It will be done, my lord.
Okay. So now that that's happened, we have lots to explain. So Olam was caught in the Serpent Shrine Cavern, and he might have been discovered. So he comes back to Akama, as we just barely saw, and says, look, we can't have this plot that we're working on to overthrow Illidan and reclaim... Because the goal of this is for them to reclaim the Black Temple and reclaim it as Karabor. but they can't have their plan found out. So Olam basically says, yeah, I'm a liability at this point, because if Illidan interrogates me, he's going to find it out, because the Ashtung are basically bound to Illidan via soul tether. Like, he has literally a piece of Akama's soul, and thus, if any of the Ashtung disobey him, then it hurts Akama, kind of thing. So he basically says, yeah, I've been compromised. The plan needs to come to fruition. You need to finish me, which unfortunately Akama does, and displays to Illidan, because of his loyalty, he's found the traitor, he knows what happened, and now he knows that the true traitor is Kael'Thas Sunstrider, the other lieutenant, the Lord of the Blood Elves. So let's go ahead and talk to Akama, because he's now got a new task. He must go and slay the prized possession of Kael'Thas, the Phoenix, known as Alar. So let's go ahead and talk to Akama and get the next quest. If it would let me do that, that would be awesome.
Light is our strength.
Here we go.
We must never change.
So the ruse of the Ashtung.
Olam's sacrifice was tremendous. I would never have asked him to give up his life myself, but it is done. If we're to lure Illidan back into a false sense of security, we need to do his bidding, at least for now. I command a vast army of Ashtung, but aside from the Death Sworn, none can be trusted. You are to perform the deed that Illidan demands. Take this cowl. It is magical in nature. You will appear to be one of my men, to any who see you slaying Kael's Phoenix, Alar.
Never hesitate.
Okay, so we need to actually take on the Phoenix Alar as an Ashtung, and then at that point we will be able to claim that it is Illidan that actually did the deed. So, in case you guys didn't read the title, welcome to Dungeons and Drakfus today as we take on Tempest Keep, the Eye, or basically the stronghold right now of Kael'Thas' Blood Elves in Outland. So here we go, and actually I'm going to go ahead and do a quick magic cut while we fly back to Netherstorm. Okay, so we just barely got back to Tempest Keep. So now we're actually going to be taking on the final instance for it. So we had the 3 dungeons, so Mechanar, Botanica, and Arcatraz, but now we're going to be going into the main structure, otherwise known as either straight Tempest Keep or the Eye. And that is the raid for it, and actually the main area for the Blood Elves. It is where Kael'Thas resides. So, before we get truly started, let's actually go ahead and start things off with the lore of Tempest Keep, because we already do have tasks and all that. Let's see, here we go. So here is what Wowpedia has to say about it. The mighty Tempest Keep was created by the enigmatic Naru, sentient beings of pure energy and the sworn enemies of the Burning Legion. In addition to serving as a base of operations for the Naru, the structure itself possesses the technology to teleport through alternate dimensions, traveling from one location to another in the blink of an eye. The Eye itself is the inner sanctum of Tempest Keep, the lair of Kael'Thas Sunstrider, and the heart of the teleporting fortress. And here we go. So let's go ahead and get things started in Tempest Keep, the Eye. So look at all the Blood Elves. So many. I feel dirty. I just killed off my friends. There we go. So as you can tell, this is really a stronghold for the Blood Elves in Outland. Because remember, these guys were basically following the prince. They didn't know if they were coming back. So further and further we go. Now, Tempest Keep the Eye is actually a really cool instance because technically, at least as far as I'm concerned, there's only one mandatory boss to kill. Why do I say that? Because every other boss can actually be worked around and doesn't actually need to be killed in order to, say, unlock Kael'Thas. You can skip and do whatever bosses you want. In fact, I knew people who were stuck in Kara guilds that would work things out to do 10-man runs of one boss in particular in here, the Fell Reaver, just to change things up. Because there was actually a strategy out there that you could technically run and get Fell Reaver down with just 10 people. But you had to be super, super good to be able to make that work.
Target something first.
Okay, so now we are actually in the main chamber of Alar, the Phoenix God, and also the pet of Kael'Thas Sunstrider, all that fun stuff. So, I'm going to make sure that he doesn't aggro to me. Okay, cool. Let's actually go ahead and do the lore of Alar before we kill him. before we do the ruse of the Ash Tongue to kill him, might I say. Let's see, the eyes. So we need Alar. So, Alar. Alar is the first seen boss in the Tempest Keep. This boss is more... I want the lore. There we go. Alar is Kael'Thas Sunstrider's precious pet phoenix that he cares for deeply. His children also serve Kael'Thas. As with all phoenixes, he is reborn from his own ashes, so adventurers wishing to take him down may have to do so more than once during the encounter. Kael'Thas then often boasted that death would never claim it. Perhaps he was right. Some of the Dawnblade Blood Elves had heard that Akama and his brethren were the ones who broke into the Eye and slew Alar, likely referencing the quest Ruse of the Ash Tongue. So here we go. That's pretty much all the lore that Wowpedia provides. And now we are in our Ash Tongue costume. Oh, crap. We actually do need to... Boom. There we go. Now we can pull him. Here he is. But he's up on top, so now we have to do this. As you can tell, the roll has not been made for the broken model. Okay, there we go. Fist of Fury! I will take you down, Phoenix! I am not scared of the Phoenix Force! There we go. So now he dies. And... You think the boss fight is done? Huh. Silly little man. Like any phoenix, he does rise from the ashes, so you just have to wait a little bit. Okay, we already killed these guys. There he is! So Alar has risen from the ashes, and now you must kill him again. Face of Fury! Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do this too. Oh, and I screwed it up. That's okay, though. 40%! I'm sorry, Alar, but you must die! There we go. Let's see. Not too many things that we can actually walk away with that were transmogged, but that's okay. So now as you guys are going to see, the boss is here. Like, you could skip Alar, technically. All you had to do is just avoid his patrol. But the next two are going to be kind of on the way to Kael'Thas, so we might have to double back and do the other one. Because I don't want to do Kael'Thas until the end, because of its dramatic, awesome encounterness that it is. So here we go. Now you can technically keep on the Ash Tongue disguise. I'm going to do that because that's technically what Illidan wanted, is the Ash Tongue to attack. So let's keep true to the lore, people. Boom! I'm sure it will last at least until death, and then it'll jump off, but... Here we go. So here is the next boss that we're going to be taking on, and this is actually the boss that I was talking about before, the Fel Reaver. So all you got to do is walk on in here, and you can already see the Fel Reaver, or the Void Reaver. Sorry, Void Reaver. So people remember the Fel Reavers out in Hellfire Peninsula. This is a Void Reaver, which is more powerful. So let's go ahead and look into the lore before we... Well, let's clear the room before we do that. So let's load that up. And yes, I actually do load up the Wowpedia's entries on my smartphone because I want to make sure that we can get them quick. And I can't use my PC, because if I do, then I kind of eat into the hardware here. So happy Tuesday, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good week so far. I hope you guys enjoyed Serpent Shrine Cavern yesterday. It actually was intended for last week, but I kind of miscounted, and I want to make sure that we end Burning Crusade evenly. And so in order to do that, I had to make some changes. So that's why you got only Gruul's and Mechtheridon's Lair last week, and why Serpent Shrine was delayed to this week. So that everything can be even as we go through the instances... or the remaining instances of the Burning Crusade, which we don't have too much left, honestly. Now, people might already ask, like, so what about Zulaman? Because that technically was a Burning Crusade thing. Since it was remade in Cataclysm, we're actually going to tackle it then, because it's really built for that lore now. Okay, so we've cleared all the trash. Let's go ahead and look into the lore of the Void Reaver. If he has any lore, I don't know if he does. Void Reaver is a Fel Reaver built by the Burning Legion and taken by Kael'Thas Sunstrider as a guardian for his palace. He now resides in the Eye, awaiting the daring adventurers who are brave or foolish enough to enter the realm of the Blood Elves. So, really not too much. He's just powered by Void energy instead of Fel energy. So here we go. Oh! I am marked for extermination, eh? I don't like that. Oh no, he's going to pound me. Well, I gotta take you out, buddy. I don't like this idea, but you know, it's gotta happen. Face of Fury! There we go. Oh no, he is hurting me so hard now. So much so that I pounded him. Let's see, champion, defender, defender. So warriors, priests, and druids walked away on this one. And champion is paladin, rogue, shaman. So there you go, but we only have the plate helm, which unfortunately Drakfu can't collect. Okay, so now we're going to double back really quick. Instead of going all the way through Kael'Thas' room, because I really want Kael'Thas' room to be the cool reveal. But we are now 2 of 4 bosses into the Eye. It really isn't that long, and thankfully all the bosses are pretty much optional, so like, let's just say if you're going to do a mount run, which there is a mount that drops in here, you can bypass all of these bosses and go straight to Kael'Thas. That's really handy. Especially since I knew a lot of guilds back in the day for Burning Crusade that were doing mount runs for Kael'Thas, for their guild. Oh, and here's some Dragon Hawks. Or, I'm sorry, Phoenix Hawks. We basically needed to find a way to do more Dragon Hawk design. There we go. So here is the next door, and this is going to lead to the next boss. Obviously. But this is now part of the Solarium wing. So obviously the trash works pretty much the same regardless of where you're going. We have some Blood Elf patrols in here aside from the golems that you saw before. As you can see, everything falls down so splendidly. And we go deeper in. Oh no! So we have some squires, astromancers, all that. And here is the boss right in the center. High Astromancer Solarian. Before we take her on, though, we have a bunch of trash in the room. And if you take her on before you take out the trash, you actually will pull the room. It's not fun. But I have a unique way to be able to pull the trash. So this is going to be just fine. It's not like anybody's doing any major damage to me. There we go. Let's make our way over to the other side of the room. More squires. Let's actually have these guys follow us. Oh no, one of them is empowered. Well, that didn't really matter now, did it? And I actually like the High Astromancer because she's donning one of my, or at least a similar look to one of my favorite Warlock sets, Tier 4. The, what is it, like Heart of the Void, Voidmancer set. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I do. It just works. Okay, so we've cleared out the trash. Let's go into the lore of High Astromaster Solarian. Or I can't talk right now. Astromancer Solarian. Yes, here we go. So, Solarian, do we have any lore for you? High Astromancer Solarian is the third boss. Yes, we know that. There is a second phase to this, but we don't really care. No, there really isn't any lore. So, yeah, third boss of the... She is a level whatever mage, but is attired in Voidheart raiment. That's the Tier 4 for Warlock. The Tier 4 armor for Warlocks, most likely due to the fact that she transforms into a giant Voidwalker towards the end of her fight. We won't actually see this, but that's actually phase 2 for her, is she does turn into a giant Voidwalker that we have to take care of. So let's go ahead and kill her. Oh, really? Okay, well, Fist of Fury to that. Or maybe we will actually see it. I don't know. Oh, yep, she actually does turn into it. There's our big Void Lord. Okay, so this gives us Heart Razor, which I already have the design. Ooh, and I don't have those, so Vambraces of Ending. And I'll probably just grab these to sell them. I really should do that better. I like to grab the stuff that I'm going to transmog, or that I'm going to put in my transmog interface, but I really should just grab it just to sell it. It just clutters up my inventory. Okay, we've killed Alar. We've killed the Void Reaver. We've killed High Astromancer. Now it's time for Kael'Thas himself. Now, attached to this video, and I will remind myself, so don't worry about that, guys, I'm going to attach the novel video for the story of Kael'Thas Sunstrider. So in case you guys do not know the tale, and it's a good one, that'll get you up to speed if you want to actually go to that video first before you see the end of the instance. Oh, screw you. No paladins healing. So here you go. This is basically where you could actually cross into this room. You don't necessarily need to start up Kael'Thas. But here we go. And this is actually a really cool engaging encounter. Now, technically, I don't actually have to take care of the trash unless we needed the full room like you did back in the day. But there is Kael'Thas and his Blood Elf Council. Now, you actually have to make your way through through his council. So let's see if we can give you at least some lore. But again, right below in the description, you will get the story of Kael'Thas Sunstrider if you want to look that up. So, Kael'Thas Sunstrider. And actually, it looks like there may be lore pieces for everybody else. So, Kael'Thas Sunstrider, Lord of the Blood Elves, is the fourth and final boss. Yes. We don't care about that. We want lore. There actually isn't any lore in Wikipedia for him. That sucks. Oh, well, we could actually just go into the page for Kael'Thas, and I'll try and keep it brief. Basically, yeah, because it's pretty long. Basically, to get kind of a summary of him, Kael'Thas Sunstrider is the Prince of the Blood Elves. Now, when Arthas actually invaded the lands of Kael'Thas, he killed his father. So now he is the king, but he refers to... when his father died, he actually refers to himself still as Prince because there will be no more kings of the Blood Elves. In fact, they were originally the High Elves, and he actually renamed them to the Sin'dorei Blood Elves. Something's up. He actually tried to get revenge against the Scourge for destroying his homeland, and was not very successful because the Alliance was not having anything to do with him. Unfortunately, he got put with a commander who's just a racist douchebag, and while he was trying to help this commander out, you know, being a good player, a good team player and all, he was being confronted by Lady Vaj, who was offering him assistance to the missions that his commander, Grand Marshal of Garithos, was giving him. Well, Garithos found that out, wasn't happy, and then sentenced him to execution, which Vaj saved him. But for a price. Basically, for him, along this time, he's actually talking about the problem that the Blood Elves are now having. Now, with the Sunwell gone, they're starting to have a hunger. They're starting to have an issue with their magical power. And Vaj actually opens that up. They're addicted to magic. They need a source of magic to be able to feed off of. You know, the Highborn back in the day had the Well of Eternity. You had the Sunwell. The Sunwell's gone now. So as an alternate solution, she offers to take him to Outland to meet with Illidan, who might be able to come up with a solution for the Blood Elves. So he sends his party down here to help out Illidan, and unfortunately Illidan isn't all that interested about helping it. Well, to Kael'Thas' knowledge. He was actually constructing a plan, but Kael'Thas never found that out. Sum things up, he is a lieutenant for Illidan Stormrage. He's got tons of other issues. Again, I will put the video for the full series of the story of Kael'Thas Sunstrider. It is an interesting read. Go watch it. It's awesome. Let's go ahead and start up this encounter, because it's already a lengthy one.
Energy. Power. My people are addicted to it. The dependence made manifest after the Sunwell was destroyed. Welcome to the future. A pity you're too late to stop it. No one can stop me now. Salama Ashalanore. Let us see how your nerves hold up against the Darkener, Valadred.
I don't know.
Prepare yourselves!
So this is actually a really cool fight because, first of all, you're going to have to go through his advisors before you even get to him.
Advisors, but none can withstand the might of the Bloodhammer. Behold, Lord Sanguinar.
Blood for blood.
Oh no, I've been feared by the paladin. Yes, he's supposed to be a paladin, but he has, like, warrior-esque abilities. Bye-bye.
We'll see to it that your stay here is a short one.
The Sindorai reign supreme.
There we go. So as you can see, we have a warrior, a paladin, and a mage.
Proven worthy to test your skills against my master engineer, Telonicus.
The master engineer is kind of like a rogue hunter hybrid, I believe. There you go. He just tosses dynamite at you.
As you see, I have many weapons in my arsenal.
Oh no! He's conjured their weapons! Yeah, this isn't necessarily a problem. Okay, cool. Gotta take out the bow that dropped off for some reason, and boom. These are actually legendary weapons that you can pick up and give you benefits against Kael'Thas. We're not going to worry too much about them, but there is one in particular I'm kind of concerned about because he does mind control when we get later into the fight, and if I had a second person here, then I would have somebody hold a dagger to pull me out of it. But let's hope I have the nuking power. I think I do. So now we actually have a little bit of a wait. So this is a cool fight. You actually have to take on his advisors, then their weapons, and hopefully next him. Obviously, he is a very accomplished warrior. He's a very accomplished mage, strategist, all of that. There's a reason that he is so beloved amongst his people. But so I'm going to actually show this really quick. Yes, these are all legendary weapons, and you do actually have to assign people to use them. So this was a cool moment for Burning Crusade, actually having us all wield legendary weapons against Kael'Thas. Oh, but the legendary weapons have faded. We didn't take them, so it's up to us now. We have to do it on our own.
Perhaps I underestimated you. It would be unfair to make you fight all 4 advisors at once, but fair treatment was never shown to my people. I'm just returning the favor.
Oh no! So, unfortunately, now you have to fight all 4 of them at once, which means you have to deal with their annoying debuffs all at once. So I'm going to try and take care of them as best I can, but now I get, like, periodic stuns and all that fun stuff. Oh, crap, I'm disoriented. Oh, this is going to suck. Okay, well, at least if I could take one out, then I'll be good. Okay, so we took out Sanguinar. We don't have to worry about his debuffs anymore. Okay, we have Thaladred. We're going to take out Capernian next, because she is nuking me. Because that conflagration is coming from her. And it hurts. Oh, no. No, I didn't want to go that way. Ah, and I got conflagrated again. I might actually have to use a healing item for this. Okay, now I can get to Capernian. And she blows me away, of course. I might actually have to take care of Telonicus first. I don't know. We're gonna see what we can do. Ah. So close. And yet so far. I'm gonna see if I can take care of Capernian. Nah, crap! Conflagrated again. I'm disoriented. Confabbled. Comboozled. There we go. So Capernian's dead.
Perils. Wait.
Alright, now it's up to us to take him out. Beast of Fury! Oh, and I'm stunned. The problem is you gotta take him out quick, otherwise he will start mind controlling. There we go.
The future I have planned will not be jeopardized. Now you will taste true power.
No, Kael! Don't do it! What is gonna happen? We don't know. He's growing. That's not good. Make my monster grow. No! The windows are shattered! You've ruined all the feng shui of this room! Or as he says, he's tasted true power. So here comes the fun part of the fight, which is basically gravity mechanics. We won't have to worry about it too much, but this is what you had to deal with back in the day. Face of Fury! Boom! And there you go. That is Kael'Thas Sunstrider. Now, there's a possibility a mount may drop, and I might lose my crap. But let's see. Doesn't look like it happened. So, there we go. So, let's go ahead and grab... Also, we needed Kael's Vile Remnant, remember, for the Scale of the Sands. We have Vanquished Hero, which is Hunter, Mage, Warlock, and then another Defender. So, Defenders walked away good today. But you also get an additional quest here today. We're going to grab that real quick. Twin Blade of the Phoenix. Do we have that? Do we? Oh, it's a two-handed sword. That's why I haven't seen it. Oh, I'd put that on, too. All right, so we have this Verdant Sphere. Let's go ahead and pick it up. Kael'Thas and the Verdant Sphere. The air around you hums, a gentle hum. The Naro are aware of your victory. Perhaps they are the reason you were compelled to pick up this sphere from the still twitching remains of Kael'Thas Sunstrider. What secrets could it hold? Perhaps Adal and Shattrath City could make sense of the item. Okay, and so to wrap up this video, we actually are going to do a quick magic cut while we fly back to Shattrath to turn in the Verdant Sphere. Okay, so we are back in Shattrath. Let's go ahead and turn in this Verdant Sphere to Adal.
You heard my call, yes?
Yes, I did. Here's a sphere. Adal's thoughts intermingle with your own.
The sphere. Strange. Did you know that he lived? Yes, it is here, in the sphere itself, maimed for certain. He calls to a higher power now. No, not Illidan. Higher. Kil'jaeden the Deceiver comes. Not here.
Adal points your mind elsewhere.
Azeroth. Unknown. Rest. Your brothers and sisters will retake Tempest Keep now.
Adal hums a song of battle. And for that, we actually can get a neck piece if we want it. So, Telonicus' Pendant of Mayhem or the Darkener's Grasp. So, let's grab that. And that actually does it for this video. So, we have taken on Tempest Keep the Eye. When we come back next week, we will turn in the quest for Ruse of the Ash Tongue to take the next step, which is actually going to take us into the next raid, the first ever Caverns of Time raid, as we revisit the Battle of Mount Hyjal. So we'll see you guys next week, and stay tuned tomorrow as the Tale of Drakfu continues. We'll see you then.